Hi, I promised a video on mesh distortion, so here goes. Here's a little project that someone brought up in the forum that how to create the illusion of a bent card, and um, my suggested solution is to use the mesh distortion tool. So here are the steps that I would take. First, when you're creating a distorted object like this, you could start out with the complete object. If I move back here, we'll see one image would be the complete object, and the other is to just create the portion that is visible in the distortion. Let's do that first because it's a little bit easier. So the first thing I did was to create a piece of artwork with a rounded corner on the top, and we won't go through the full steps of doing that, but I converted it to a symbol. I'm going to double click the symbol over here so we look at the content. It's just 4 shapes, and I did set now I created a gradient in the back object to give the illusion of the shadow that would be on the final illustration, and I set this object to multiply so that it took on the shadow effect. I think I'm going to do that to these stars as well, so I'll click those and choose multiply. It makes them look like they're in the shadow. Now I'm going to hit the escape key to go back to the artboard, and we'll just take this, we'll duplicate this instance of the symbol down here and do the distortion. With it selected, I'll go to Object, Envelope Distort, Make with Mesh. And by default, when this opens, the default is 4 rows and 4 columns. I find it's simpler usually to just go to 1 row and 1 column. And you can click Preview if you want. It won't make any difference here because if I click OK, you'll see it will look exactly the same. What's happened is if I take my Direct Select tool, that's the hollow arrow, or I can hit A on the keyboard. If you click on the corner, you'll see these direction lines that you can distort out. Now, I'm going to undo that, Command Z, because I want to distort the bottom 2 anchor points together. So I'm going to drag across to select both of them and then click on one of them and move it to the left. So I've moved it left of the top. Now I want to distort these 2 anchor points simultaneously, and I can choose this shear tool, which is, I have it up here. It's also found behind the rotate tool or the reflect tool. It's let's see, where is it found? Well, it's found right here. It's next to the scale. It should be behind here. Okay, I put them up here because I use them so often it makes it a little simpler to get to them. Okay, the shear tool, by default now the center of this shear is going to be between these 2 selected objects. So now if I start dragging horizontally, you see how it distorts. Now if I hold the Shift key, it will distort both of those lines or those direction points to the right. Now I want to distort them so that they are straight parallel with this bottom line. In that case, I would use the scale tool, which you can get by hitting S on the keyboard or hitting the scale tool in the tool panel. Now I can shift drag straight down until I get the curve that I'm looking for. And probably each time I drag down, I'm holding the shift key to constrain my distortion to straight up and down. With the scale tool, if I didn't hold the shift key, you'll see it would tend to bring those points toward each other, which I don't want. I just want to drag straight down, so I'm holding the shift key and then pulling my clicking with the mouse and dragging as straight down. So that's really all there is to it. If I wanted to get fancy and make another bend, I could hit the U key on the keyboard. That activates the mesh tool. See, just U, no modifier key. Now if I click anywhere along the edge, I can I want to click right on the edge. So I'm going to quickly access the group select tool. I'm holding on the Mac, I'm holding Command Option and click on an object. That fully selects the object. Now if I click on the edge of the mesh object, another horizontal mesh line is created. It's important that you not click. If I clicked anywhere inside, I would create a vertical and a horizontal mesh line. In this case, all I need, I just hit Command Z again. In this case, all I need is a horizontal, so I want to click right on the edge. Now, holding Command key to get my direct select tool, drag across to fully select both of those points, and now just moving my cursor, I don't want to, I could just drag actually with that line, but I would be, because I had the mesh tool, I'm only moving one of them. I'm going to hit A, or we'll do it physically here. Go get the direct select tool, drag across. Now I still have the direct select tool. You notice my cursor is different. Now if I click on one of these, I will move both of those simultaneously, and you can see that you can get any kind of curve you want. I could move these 2 points. My son's coming in, so I will say goodbye for now.